Hi everyone, and welcome to our introductory vocabulary lesson by Akademik sınavlar. As you know, learning vocabularies and keeping them in mind are among the challenges we encounter while learning a language. In this short introductory lesson, I aimed to provide you with one of the vocabulary learning techniques, which is breaking the word into its parts to guess the meaning. Okay, let's take a look at these words. Do you know any of them? Look at this. Quadruped, bipod, trisect, vivisection, podiatrist, peddler. These are some of the vocabularies that you may see in most academic exams like IELTS, TOEFL, SAT, ACT, and so on. However, understanding them in the context sometimes is difficult. So what should we do? We need to learn the parts of vocabulary. Expectedly, it is hard to guess the meaning of all of these words without a context. First things first, let's find out what the components of a word are. Many words are made up of word parts called prefix, root, and suffix. Each part has its own meaning, and by adding them together, you can find out or kinda guess the meaning of the word. As you can see, I have put prefix and suffix into parentheses because these two are unnecessary parts of the word. So one root can be a word by itself without any need for prefix or suffix. Now, let's go through each of the parts. First will be prefix. The most important ones in this lesson are some numbers like this. Mono, which means one, bi means two, tri, three, quad, four, cent, like century, 100, milli means 1000. In the next part, you can see the roots, which are the base part of a word. In this lesson, I just chose 3 of them. Pod or ped, which means foot or walk. Viv, which comes kinda like, it is like life, you can see. Life, live, or life. Sect, which means cut or part. And last part will be suffix. Suffixes have 4 main categories. First ones are noun makers, the ones that you add to root to make a noun, like tion or ion, like an information or connection, ans or ens, like performance. Iatry is related to medical science, like psychiatry. Er, or, ist, and yen mean doers, like writer, typist, actor. Other groups are adjective makers, like able, full, less. Verb makers, such as ify, like clarify, eyes, ate. Adverb makers, such as ly, for making normal adverbs like slow, slowly, word, like backward, and wise, like clockwise. Now I want you to take your time to memorize them. Keep them in mind because we will need them in the other slides in this lesson. You will have 20 seconds to keep them in mind. Now, let's take another look at these vocabularies. Well, we are going to break the words. First, we will start with quadruped. What was quadr? It was 4. Ped, foot. So quadruped means 4-footed. What is 4-footed? It represents an animal or any kind of robot that has 4 legs. Well, what about biped? Bi means 2. So biped is anything with 2 feet or 2-footed. Next word is pediatrist. All of you are familiar with the word like psychiatrist. Iatrist is a suffix that means a healer. Healer refers to a doctor, right? Iatry means medical science. Do you remember suffixes part? And ist refers to a specialist. So, a doctor who is a specialist in healing foot problems, or a foot doctor. Our next word is peddler. Peddler is made up of pedal and er, which means someone. Pedal as a root is made up of ped by itself, which is related to feet. Pedal refers to a seller or retailer. So when we make the word peddler, we mean someone or a seller who goes door to door or city to city to sell things. Look at next 2 words. These 2 words are a bit different because the root is sect. What was sect? It meant cut or part. Now, trisect, you can guess it, means to cut something into 3 equal parts. Next word is vivisection. Do you remember viv and sect? Viv was live or life. Sect, cut. ion was a suffix that made nouns. Now, putting them all together, we understand that it is a kind of operation, cutting operation done on living creatures, means animals. It is a kind of operation done in laboratories on animals for research purposes. Now it is about time we took a look at these words in a test format. Now you have 20 seconds to test yourself. Match the words to the pictures. After that, the answers will be revealed. Well, time is over. I'm sure you have done it perfectly. Now let's check the answers. Quadruped, a 4-footed robot. Biped, something with 2 legs or 2 feet to keep a gun stable, usually used by soldiers. Pediatrist, foot doctor. Peddler, a seller. Trisect, to cut something into 3 equal parts. And vivisection, doing research by operating on living creatures. Now, in next step, you will see 4 other kind of questions. These questions are prepared for you to sum up everything we have talked about during the lesson. You will have 20 other seconds to think about them, and after that, I will reveal the answers by explanation. Now, take your time answering them. Time is over. Could you guess them? Let's check. Dissect. Sect was cut. So dissect means separate into many pieces. Don't expect to see cut in the choices. Separate can mean cut as well, right? Here is the picture. Dissect is cutting or separating parts of anything, but the parts are not equal. Okay? The other one is bisect or bisector. We expect it to be something with two parts because it is bi. So it refers to a line that divides an angle into two equal parts. Where may you see this word? In SAT and ACT, always see these kind of words like bisector, trisector. Those are the lines, as you can see in the picture, that divide an angle. So this blue angle is bisected as a verb. Bisected. Okay? Next word is centipede. Cent meant 100. Pede, legs or feet. So it is a kind of insect with 100 legs. Familiar? Yeah, it is a kind of insect, like a worm, but with 100 legs. And the same, we have millipede is another type of this centipede. Next question is a picture. In this picture, I think you had your doubts about the answer between A and B. I have to say that this man in the picture is not alive, is dead, so it cannot be a vivisection. Vivisection is done on living creatures, so this is called dissection. As you can see, this method can simplify learning academic vocabularies. Do not forget to follow us on social networks and our website to benefit from the latest educational materials and free services. This is Akademik SINAVLAR. Keep in touch.